How to draw tulips. Welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. Today I'm going to show you how to draw these tulips with coloring pencils. I'll show you how to do this step by step. This is an easy drawing lesson for kids, beginners, and kids of all ages. This is what you'll need for today's drawing. You're going to need a piece of paper. I've got my dollar store drawing pad here. It's 11.5 inches by 8 inches. You're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil. And if you have an old paintbrush lying around, it's great to wipe your page off. Now for color, we're going to be using coloring pencils. For the tulip flowers, we're going to be using yellow, orange, and I've got a little bit of a light orange here. And for the stems and the leaves, we've got 2 shades of green. I've got a light green and a medium green. And as usual for outlining, I've got my fine-tipped black marker. Okay, so why don't I clear off my page and we can begin drawing our tulips. So let's take our pencil and draw our tulips now. We're going to draw 3 tulips and they're very easy. You basically draw a U like this, and then you go zigzaggy. And we're going to draw the other one here, a U, zigzaggy. Okay, same thing here, a U, zigzaggy. Okay, we're doing very simple tulips today. And for the stems, they're kind of thin like this. There we go. And for the leaves, watch what I do here. There's going to be a leaf coming out here. And then right down to the bottom. And I did a little circle there. And then another leaf coming out here. Okay. And we're going to do that for all 3 of them. Remember, I did that little circle at the bottom, and then another leaf coming out this side. Okay, same thing here. And a little circle at the bottom. Okay, so that's the basic outline of our tulips. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fine tip black marker and I'm going to outline everything and erase my pencil marks, okay? I'll leave it up to you what you'd like to do, but I know that I'm going to be erasing my pencil marks, so I'm not particularly picky about following the pencil lines, okay? But if you're not going to erase, make sure you follow your pencil lines. Now at the bottom here, you see how the tulip, when we drew it, we drew a line here and a line here. I'm not outlining that line, okay? I'm just going to erase that line. But I am going to do that, okay? Sort of, that was the idea that I wanted to do. Okay? Did that make any sense? This line here, let's erase that right away because we don't want that line in there. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing here. And like I said, I'm erasing pencil marks, so I don't mind if I don't follow them. All right, last one here. Okay, so that's all outlined. I'm going to erase my pencil marks. Just make sure my marker is dry. Yes, it is. So I can gently erase the pencil marks. And I say gently because sometimes if you erase too hard, you can damage your paper. And then the color doesn't stay on the paper very well. Like you get little scratch marks in it and it doesn't look all that pretty. So we're going to gently, gently erase. And if you have to go over an area another time, just go ahead, but do it gently. I just think it looks a lot nicer when you outline. There we go. Now this one. These tulips are going to look really pretty. Nice and bright for springtime. There, I think I got all of my eraser marks, on my pencil marks, I mean. So now I'm going to begin, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to be blending all of these colors. I'm using these 3 colors, okay? I'm going to start on the left with my orange. And I always say, when you're using coloring pencils, don't press down hard at all, and I'm going to show you why. Now I'm just going till about here, that first side of the petal, okay? But I'm bringing it down kind of past the stem. Because we're going to be blending these 3 colors. It's going to look really, really nice. Okay. So that's that one. Now I'm taking my yellow color and I'm going to kind of do the same thing, like all this side here. Just like that. And then whatever's left, I'm using that sort of orangey yellow color, or yellowy orange color. It's a different kind of yellow, of orange, I mean. Now, we colored that tulip in once. That means we colored in 1 layer. Now we're going to add a second layer of color, okay? A second layer of color. That just means we're coloring it in 2 times. And I'm actually doing a 3rd layer, coloring it in a 3rd time, because I want these tulips to be beautiful and bright and cheerful. Okay, so just go ahead and add your layers, as many as you want. I'm going to do 3. And do you see where this darker orange meets that color? I'm going to bring that color into the darker side a little bit to blend it. Just to blend it a little bit. And I'm going to do the same with the yellow. I'm going to give that a second layer of color. I'm coloring it in a second time. And I'm going to color a little into the orange with the yellow. That kind of blends it a little bit. And I think I'm going for a 3rd layer here of yellow. Okay. Now what you can also do is you can take your yellow and you can add a layer of yellow to the dark orange. It just softens it up a little bit, you see? And we still have 3 colors going. And if you wanted to, I keep adding to this, you could add a little layer of this orange to the yellow. just a little bit where the two colors meet. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do for all three of these. I'm going to start with the darker yellow, and again, we're going kind of like this. And then this is going to be yellow here, and then that orangey yellow in the middle, okay? And I'm going to mix up all the colors and layers and just have some fun. I'm going to add a second layer of that orange, second and third layer of that orange right away. Now don't forget, turn your pencil once in a while so you don't wear it down all on one side. And I'll give that a third layer right away. All right, now I'll switch over to my yellow. Turn your pencil. And right away I'm going to bring some of that yellow into the orange, okay? And since I have it, I'm going to put yellow everywhere. Okay, now for that orangey yellow, that sort of medium orange color. And I'll give that a second layer. And I'm coloring in some into that dark orange as well, okay? And into the yellow, just a little bit into the yellow area. And I'll take my yellow and I'll color some of that into the orangey area. Do you see what I'm doing? It's just to blend all the colors together so that it doesn't look like there's lines of color, you know? All right, now this one. I think tulips are one of my favorite flowers. They're just so colorful and pretty. Just adding my second layer. And a third layer as I turn my pencil. Okay, now I'll do the yellow. I have a little orange on the tip of my yellow, so I'm going to wipe that off. There we go. And a second layer. And I'll start with that medium orangey yellow in the middle. This is so small. Look at how small that pencil is. You can tell I use it a lot. I'll give that a second layer. And now I'm going to blend yellow into the darker orange and into just a little part of that middle orange. But the yellow is everywhere in the dark orange, okay? Now I'm going to take my medium orange, put just a little bit into the yellow, just a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Well, you know, maybe I'll put a little more yellow to blend that a little better. Okay, I'm stopping now. Now I'm going to take that light green and I'm going to color in the stems and the leaves. Don't forget to turn your pencil once in a while. Now I'm going to give that a second layer, coloring it in a second time. I made my stems very thin, so I'm being careful not to get any coloring pencil outside of the lines. My puppy's awake again. He's probably going to flop down on the floor and make a lot of noise. There he goes. Now remember, I had two shades of green. I had a light and a medium. So I'm taking the medium and I'm just going to put a little bit of that medium around the outer edges of the leaves, just to give it a little bit of interest. On this side too, just on the outer side. Just a little bit. Oh, I pressed down too hard and the tip of my pencil just flew. And I'm coloring in the bottom with that medium. Okay, so that's pretty simple. We just do 2 layers of the light, a little layer of the medium here, and fill in the bottom with the medium. And we'll do that with all 3 of these. I'm going to give that a second layer right away. There we go. Now the leaves. I'll do the second layer right away. Don't forget to turn your pencil once in a while. And we'll do the second layer right away. Okay, now I've got my medium green, and like the other flower, just a little bit on the outside part. Just like that. It gives it a little bit of a shadow, a little different color, and then I'll just fill in the bottom with that green. Okay, how are you guys doing? Are you having fun? I hope I'm teaching you some stuff about blending and using different colors and layering. We all have to learn. We weren't born knowing how to do all this, so it's nice when someone teaches us. Okay. Oh, I got outside my line there. That's okay. I'll give that a second layer. This leaf is a little thicker, so it's easier to color in. And I'll give that a second layer right away. Okay, now I'm going to take that medium green and do the same thing. Just a little medium green on the outside part of the leaves. And then color in the whole round part down there. So there you have it, my friends. Those are the tulips. Now don't forget, my friends, I want you to sign your work. I want you to be very proud of the beautiful work of art that you just created. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, my friends, and we'll see you next time on Rain Francis Art for Kids. Thanks for watching. Bye.